and B automatically qualify from their heats, as well as the 2 next highest scoring horses. So we should expect 10 2- and 3-year-old fillies, Greg Knowles, vying for the championship.
And 8 judges. All judges will be in center ring.
Junior mares up next, Greg, for the World Championship, Section A and B from Friday afternoon. 10 fillies expected, 2 and 3 years of age. Top 4 from each class qualified, as well as the next 2 highest scores, gives us 10 fillies expected. And here we go. Boy, the Australian-bred filly looks great this morning.
Great pass. Great entrance, great pass.
Glenn Shokins.
Using herself. Glenn's got her on her game. She's full of herself. He knows it. He'll use it and play it to her best degree.
Malawa stud, where she's from, on their 8th generation breeding her purebred Arabian horses. That's a pretty impeccable record.
Amazing. Great people. Wonderful breeders. Committed. You know, that's Greg, Julie, and Jane Farrell. Malawa stud in Australia. You see their horses, really good horses, show up all over the world, and they win just as easily in any tough competition.
Any format,
anywhere.
any scoring, any continent, any judging system. Fantastic horses. Well, she looks fresh. Again, the fillies and mares had yesterday off, qualified Friday afternoon. The colts and the stallions have to go back after yesterday morning's performance into today's championship.
Shala El Shahania, Vegas DPA out of Nadira of Rohan. Owned and bred by El Shahania stud. Tom Oben on the lead.
Vegas DPA, a son of Kingston, a Padron Psyche son out of Magic Dream's mother, the Dream Spinner. And then this young filly's mother is a daughter of RHR Air Marwan, horse bred in the United States, over in Australia now, over here in Europe.
We had the honor of having Vegas as a yearling and sold him overseas. Really nice horse, bred very well.
Lots of type.
Yep, lots and lots of type.
Even though not an American handler in the arena this week, American owners and a lot of American bred horses, so we're very happy celebrating that. A little bit of a bias for Greg and I from Scotts, Arizona.
At least we're proud.
We'll take any credit we can. We're horse trainers.
Casa El Sol, by A.J. Fawaz out of TCR Rain Dancer.
Kuwaiti owned and bred.
I see that. She's full of herself. And there's Miles. He's had a heck of a show this week, Roy.
Miles came with his A game.
Do you think he sort of popped his head into that upper tier now of trainers?
I think so. You know, he's always had the talent. Now he's getting the horses.
You know, that's usually the way, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's showing his capability because he's on center stage more and more now. He's getting the horses. And everybody's seeing the capability of Miles Buckley from the UK.
You can see as we get to the junior females, the power and carriage as they increase in age, confidence, and strength. Just a little more of it than the yearling fillies.
100% agreement. 2- and 3-year-olds competing against each other for the Junior Female World Championship. Beautiful daughter, world champion EKS Alejandro, and a very special beloved mare, Cynthia Love, a daughter El Nabili B.
Yeah, this is Rashidia Al-Kashafab.
Bred again in the United States by Mike Weinstein and his team at Synergy Enterprises.
And El Kasab of Kuwait now owns her.
Second Kuwaiti horse in the championship here. Kuwait, powerhouse of the Arabian horse industry now. Breeding great horses, putting on excellent horse shows. Lots of enthusiasm in Kuwait for the Arabian horse industry.
Number 33 with Tom Shokins on the lead.
It's a long shoot, Greg. 3.5 meters wide, about 50 meters long.
Balada El Al-Fabia And another EKS Alejandro out of ZT Magna Psyche, bred by Alfabia stud, owned by Algessimia stud, and Giacomo Capacci on the lead.
She wins Section A of the junior mares with a nice score, 92.75. Rashida Al-Kashaba, the horse that entered Prairies, was second to her in Section A.
Well, you were down. I was talking about the fact that the winners of both sections ended up gold and silver, so there wasn't a lot of shakeup from what they did earlier in the week. So it's nice to note that this was a winner of one section.
Sure helps to win your heat. Gives you a lot of positive vibe over the next 2 days as you get ready for Championship Sunday. And in any continent, Greg, if you're dressing on Championship Sunday, you're having a good day.
I love dressing on Championship Sunday. I put a suit on just so people think I'm dressing on.
Carry a number around?
Yeah. Sometimes put it on my back, stand by the gate.
Yeah.
Never know who might get injured.
Yeah, you trip them on the way over there and grab their horse for them. Saranza, this horse is a lot of fun. Very highly decorated, lots of credentials. She was third in Section A.
And Raphael is a very, very smart horseman. He knows this filly. He knows.
Look at that turn. That was pretty sharp there, wasn't it?
No, he's showing her. He's got the big smile. He's making the run. He knows what he's leading there. There's no mystery to him. And she's having a good time.
This is one of the hottest fillies on the show circuit.
What I love to see in this ring is these young halter horses, not abused, happy, 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 showing themselves off. This is what an Arabian horse will do in a field, in a pasture. They're feeling good. They're happy and they're doing their job.
I just learned something new. I could have purchased red carpet to fence in my farm and I would have kept the horses in their positions. Would have saved me a lot more money than putting fence posts and concrete and welding.
I think they think that's a dark hole. Well, like in Amsterdam, right? Where the canals divide the fences. They're not swimmers.
He gave her a nice effort. That was a good first impression as we work through 10 fillies in the individual trot of the Junior Filly Championship here in Paris.
And of course, she's the RFI Farid daughter that he led.
Yeah, world silver champion as a yearling filly.
Yeah. Another representative from Poland, Rory.
Doesn't disappoint on the movement. Skinny Pete showing us how to do it here with his. That's a Vittorio filly.
Out of the great Emandoria.
We may see her later today. Special treat. She may be in the Platinum Championship, one of the most decorated show and brood mares in the Arabian industry. Her mama.
This is Emanola. What a pedigree, huh? Victorio and Emandora.
Look at that. That red carpet makes quite a containment corral.
Uh-oh. Look at him. See how he stayed with her?
He's talking to her,
yeah.
Unwound himself.
Good horseman. Settled down, got to the correct side, and she's going, what's your point? Pops her tail and goes forward.
He was just slowing her down there for a minute,
yeah.
I think. Hit the brake pedals, tap the brakes.
He pets her.
Then they're over there getting a selfie by the Eiffel Tower.
Well, that's the Paris part of the arena. Mr. Spoonley, I think, he won his section with this typey filly number 44, HDM Maria Apal.
She was the highest scoring of all the junior female qualifying, winning Section B, you're correct.
RFI Farid daughter out of WW Imana Apal, owned by Ajman Stud, bred by Eleanor Martins of Belgium.
Frank won the first class. Can he go back to back? We'll see here shortly.
Well, they liked her in the prelim a lot.
Highest scoring qualifier of the 10 fillies. Winner Section B.
We noted when we watched her in the prelim how extreme her face was. Talked about teeth bumps. When they go away, that head will even be more extreme. Teeth bumps, if you haven't really seen them before, are on the underjaw. They're sort of like swollen. They look swollen.
Little ridges.
And yeah, there they are. You can see them, and they're just getting rid of their baby teeth and putting in their permanent caps, and they get that.
You see those in the years 2 to 4 typically, Greg, is that right?
Yeah, and they actually have them on the top side of their face as well. You just don't see them very often. They don't extrude very much.
River's third place in Section B.
Lulu Al Nasser.
Glenn Shokins qualified her, having some help today. He already is on the lead of a previous qualifier.
She's by RFI Farid as well, out of Rehab Al Nasser. Owner is Al Nasser Stud, and breeder Al Nasser Stud of Qatar.
This is farm manager Henrik Menz's wife. They are the breeders, Al Nasser Stud of Qatar. Her mother, the mother of this filly, was gold champion mare at the All Nations Cup.
You can see she's out of a Marwan daughter, Rory, how high she's set up coming out of her neck. You know, the shoulder goes back, and she sets up a little higher than a lot of the other horses in the class.
Started by RFI Farid and out of the gold champion mare from Aachen this year. Glenn qualified her, Shokins with a third in Section B. Getting a little assistance here because you can only lead in one. This is the second place in Section B, so Frank Sploon won with Etienne Maria Apal. D'Ajib was second in Section B with a 92.42, and then Lulu Nassar was third on Friday afternoon.
Was this world champion as a yearling? This is the RFI Farid out of Lady Veronica, which was a Versace daughter.
So the 3 yearling filly top winners at Paris as yearlings are in this class in the junior finals. You had Saranza, you had D'Ajib, the winner, and then Lulu Al Nassar. What a great group of 10 fillies today, Greg.
And that speaks highly. These are 3-year-olds, so what we see here and what we're thinking about is that RFI Farid out of different mares, they don't grow up and go away. They're still the quality horses they were when they were babies.
Yep.
So
some are stars as babies and then grow up to be not as special. These 3
sort of held themselves, yeah.
They haven't had a bad day. Dubai Stud is winning best breeder of the show, and you can see why. That's a fine example of their breeding program.
Their mother is beautiful.
Lady Veronica speaks for herself. So all 10 have done their individual trot down the middle through the judging panel. 4 judges on each side, each with a label, a letter representing them. So when you see the scores, starting with Leslie Connor as Judge A. Now they'll all walk back in or jig back in and stand up and be judge comparative, which is really exciting for us because we recognize that theory, that judging system back in North America.
And South America.
That's correct. You're watching the Paris Arabian World Champs Slalom Show on ArabianEssence.tv, brought to you by Al Sheikh Stud. Well, Greg, they just allowed him a few minutes in the collection ring to wipe them down, clean them up. Handler maybe get a drink of water, maybe some pep talk from the assistants, and here they are, the group of 10 junior females parading back in for the final portion of the class, the comparative judging. Scoring. Well, we'll have a world champion here in the next 20 minutes.
Look at the clean throat on this filly. She's just really refined.
Australian bred filly
in her
here.
Throat latch. But you see that with their program with Mullawa. A lot of clean throats, good hips and loins, very athletic horses that can be ridden later. Mullawa are very competitive.
Now, why aren't they trotting them back in and showing off the flair? Don't they want to see them settle in and have a better chance of a nice stand-up if they walk down?
I think they've seen them trot, and I think they're wanting to present. I would like to evaluate them at the walk. Not tight in the stand-up, not trotting, but now let down so that I know the substance and the quality, and there's nothing I'm missing in the connection of the hip and loin and the way the neck comes out. So I like this. I like that everybody takes a pause, the horses show themselves, and then, like you said, they get a break to sort of get ready for the stand-up.
Gather, the handler and the horse can gather themselves, and the posing is so different than the trotting that they need their heart rate to come down and settle in and relax and focus. Now they're flexing their muscles and flexing them like a bodybuilder would in a competition. This is a beauty pageant, living works of art, vying for the Junior Female World Championship. They enter the arena and catalog number on the back of the handlers. Each have a catalog number, so lowest number in the catalog comes in the arena first today, and so on and so on. Judges again starting out as a group. Some walk a little quicker than others, or some are taking a little more time at each entry, but they're trying to stay together the first time through all 10 entries, aren't they, Greg?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, they're trying to do the best they can do.
And then once they've all taken one lap through the herd of junior females, they may disperse, they may finish with their card, or they may take more time to compare back and forth. Then we become experts trying to read body English at that point, deciding what's in their head and if we're correct.
So the two champions of their division was Frank Spoonlay's filly, and who was the other one, Rory?
And the other one was Ballata Alfabia with Giacomo Capacci.
So those were your two winners, at least in the division original class.
And they're 2 horses away from each other. Giacomo was near section, you see little number A right in about the middle of the arena. And then Frank is just past the Washington Monument over there, just outside the red carpet strip. Breed's in good hands. Those are fine examples of where we're going forward. These junior mares we'll see later on as senior mares in the next several show seasons, and as well as in breeding barns around the world. These are special fillies. Fillies and mares, 2- and 3-year-olds for the World Championship here in Paris.
There's the high score filly in the prelims. They're taking a look at her.
HDM Maria Apal.
That Apal line is just...
That's the James Van Poel breeding program. Just fabulous. Worldwide, any arena and around the world, you'll see one of those horses show up, and they're very dominant. That looks expensive, Greg.
Yeah, she does. She's got a beautiful, sort of an irresistible face.
There's Lulu Al-Nassar, highly decorated, highly credentialed. That mare's medaled quite often at the major shows, Menton, All Nations Cup here in Paris before. Diagib, with Paolo Capecci, former world champion as a yearling filly, RFI free daughter, Adelaide Veronica.
I wouldn't count this one out. They've liked her a lot in the early. She's won a lot of prizes, and he's got her standing up beautifully.
Super high quality individual.
Yep. And her mother, I saw her mother at Dubai Stud about 5 years ago. What a breathtaking mare.
Ethereal is a good term.
Yeah.
Paulo's the only one that's shown her whole career. Holga Ismer taking a peek here from Germany, one of our judges. Paulo is at the end of the line over there by the Eiffel Tower to our left. Pick your poison, Greg. You got a favorite in there?
No, I don't, but there's some hearts pounding. I can tell you when you walk that red carpet right now between these great horses, there's some hearts pounding. I do not have a favorite. I have about 10 favorites.
Marilla Kamer from Brazil.
Just think if you could have 3 of those and just start a breeding program.
That's all you would need.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to work. I'd just have the mares work. Get babies and take them to the market. Beautiful, beautiful mares. You know, we like to say, buy the best, breed to the best, and hope for the best at any level, because it really works that way.
Throat latches, did you notice that? Not required over here in
Cajos. I noticed that the other day.
In North America and Brazil, we have to have, even as flimsy as it can be, some kind of string that goes from concho to concho underneath their throat latch.
It's sort of a habit with me. The second the horse comes near me at a horse show, whether I'm judging or showing, I look right for the throat latch, because you are disqualified in the United States. And they have a 5-minute, I don't know here, but in the States they have a 5-minute timeout.
Where you can make an adjustment, or if you fall down and clean up, or catch your horse.
Or if the lead was to break right now, one got loose.
Repairs, yes. That's under saddle or halter, is that correct?
That's correct. It's from the time the officials, you touch your horse again. So if, like on a shoe falls off, the time the farrier touches the horse with the shoe, the clock begins. Long week, long months for these guys. I'm sure the adrenaline after this horse show they'll collapse in emotion. get ready for the holidays, hug their children in their hearts, build fires and enjoy themselves, and then off to either the Middle East or Arizona for the next part of the season. Well, it looks like the judges have turned in the cards. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 8 are standing there. Guys look relaxed, so I'm guessing the cards are in.
Looks like the horses are starting to filter down towards the in-gate area. And in here in Paris, the gold champion is the first one announced. They get right down to business.
Yeah, they get right to business.
No drama needed.
No, we like to.
This program is offered by
Dim the lights, highlight the arena. To the left is the Washington Monument, as I like to say. London right there, and then up north here to the right is Holland. That's the world stage. The Eiffel Tower is, I believe, just a little south of the London light post and the Washington Monument. We're watching the World Championships from Paris, Salon de Cheval All Arabians, ArabianEssence.tv. Brought to you by Al Sheikh Stud. You can see the drama, the emotion. Some people say the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. At this level, there really is no defeat. There's just greatness and fame, and that they take that home today.
The score sheets to check, so we'll be back with you in just a moment. Ask for a few moments patience.
What a beautiful arena. You'll see a saddle sitting in the middle of that arena on a stand. The king of... You can see the saddle sitting there. The gold wins that saddle as well. It's really ornate. It's fun to have. They give them to our gold champions at the Vegas show, Las Vegas show. And we've had a couple, and they're kind of fun to have. Rory's hunting, trying to get ready for an interview. The horses are in the back waiting. I'm sure everybody's nervous and tense. Waiting and waiting and waiting. They're tabulating the score. The season started in Dubai, Sharjah, and now we're in Paris. We've had shows and shows and big shows of Menton and Aachen, and now the World Championships in Paris is the culmination of the season. The pride of ownership, the pride of breeding them, their living art is just so impressive for everybody. And these, everybody waits, cannot wait. There's Rory O'Neill on the camera, talking to Zany, believe it or not, is the cameraman there. You can imagine Rory and I did a lot with that all week. Where's Zany at? You never know with the lights on and the place shut down that it's only 10:30 in the morning here, 11:30. It feels like evening. It's almost like a casino.
Il a été dans le désert arabe pour choisir les tout premiers chevaux qui ont été importés en Angleterre à l'époque pour améliorer la race des pur sang anglais. Lui disait que le but de l'éleveur d'un cheval arabe, c'est de maintenir et de protéger la race, et non pas de la faire évoluer. Donc il faut veiller à être très vigilant que le type ne change pas, même si on veut le rendre plus beau. Rien n'est plus beau qu'un cheval arabe du désert, même s'il n'est pas d'un type extrême.
There's Rodolfo Guzzo, originally from Brazil, now the United States, lives in Scottsdale, head trainer for Royal Arabians. Cindy McGowan, Mark Davis, his wife Natalia. Showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, gold medal in the junior female, championne du monde, c'est HDM Maria Apal.
Sheikh Amar, 2 out of 2. Frank Spoonley, 2 out of 2. HDM Maria Apal by RFI Farid out of WW Imania Apal. Owned by Ajman Stud of the UAE, bred by Eleanor Mertens of Belgium. Congratulations, here she comes. We talked about how incredible her head was. Her teeth bumps are still there, and still the head is as ideal as you could imagine. If you watch closely, you'll see one of those rare smiles from Frank Spoonley. He's a very, very serious guy. He's a German guy, and he's very much everything ship-shape, the way it needs to be, how it needs to be. We have the pleasure to show for years for Arabians Limited at the Egyptian event in the United States, Frank and I, for Sean Cruz and Judy Sabascu, and we had so much fun driving Sean crazy, but he's a serious and very, very good horseman. And I love the fact that Sheikh Amar, such a committed breeder worldwide, has this sort of success. Good for him. There's his beautiful wife, Alicia, and Rory O'Neill still trying to get a word from those guys.
Desh, can you see me? Rory O'Neill down the arena with Elisa Grassi, Frank Spoonley. Sheikh Amar wins the second class in a row, junior females and pairs. What's going on?
I don't know. Well, good horses, I guess they showed well. We are thrilled. Not much to say, really.
Where'd you guys find this filly? Because you bred the filly that won the yearling fillies. Where did you find this beautiful mare?
She was bred in Belgium. She's by RFI Farid. We saw her at one of the shows in the Emirates, actually, in Abu Dhabi.
How long have you had her?
She was a yearling when we bought her.
So a little while.
Yeah.
She's had a great year.
She's had a good year, and she
And how does this sound, Frank? You're the world champion junior female. Does that sound pretty good, buddy?
Very nice, thank you.
Congratulations to Team Ajman and Sheikh Amar.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
2 in a row.
I hope you were gonna see next class the 3 also.
All right.
Big bonuses.
Back up to you, Greg. Arabian Essence TV, brought to you by Al Sheikh Stud. Congratulations.
The guys from Dubai Stud shaking his hand.
Mesdames et messieurs, avant que ne commence la remise des prix, nous vous demandons de vous lever et que retentisse l'hymne des Émirats Arabes Unis, Al-Salam al-Watani.
ألف مبروك.
And your silver was D. Ajayeb. She's by RFI Farid out of Lady Veronica, owned and bred by Dubai, Arabian Stud of the UAE. And those two were really close, 19 and 16 and 17 points, so very close. And third was number 35. Number 35 was Balada Al Alfabia. She was by EKS Alejandro, and out of ZT Magna Psyche, who's by ZT Magnanimous. Owned currently by El Jasimia Farm, and bred by Alfabia Stud of Italy. Handled today by Giacomo Capacci. She had a 92.75 in the prelims, so she's your bronze. Your silver was the beautiful gray filly out of Lady Veronica, and of course, Frank Spoulet's RFI Farid. Another very, very, very nice class. Beautiful class. Your top 10 parading up above there. All these horses are certainly not losers. They're still winners big time, and there's just sort of a sliver between sort of how that all went. So the score point totals went kind of like this as far as the placings. 17 points for the gold, 16 points for the silver. Bronze had 9. The next place had 5, 4, 3, and 2. You see, pretty close.
Greg, that's crazy. 1 point separating the gold champion from the silver champion. Both from the UAE, one from Dubai Arabian Stud, the silver champion, and Ajman Stud takes the gold. They looked amazing up close. When you're standing within 2 feet of those two fillies, wow.
I didn't get a chance to hear you. So what did Mr. Shy Frank and his beautiful wife have to say?
Shy Frank said 2 words. Lisa covered it, did well. They're just giddy. They're excited. They found the filly as a yearling. They've had her a little over a year. They found her at a show in the Middle East, but she's born and bred in Belgium, and that mare is gorgeous. Her eyes pop ahead like 2 golf balls.
Like a frog.
Yeah, just amazing. Very, very soft face. Just this exquisite example of Arabian type, and they're excited beyond the moon. It was fun.
It's hard enough to win 1 world championship gold here in Paris.
2 in a row.
2 in a row. It's bing, bang, boom. Thank you very much. He's going to Disneyland after this, I imagine.
I bet you that. Impressive group there. And Qatar takes home the bronze. Balada Alfabia from Al Jasmia Farm.
Originally from Italy. Yeah. Alfabia.
So 2 European bred horses and a Persian Gulf bred horse take the 3 spots here. But boy, that top 10 was a solid group of fillies and mares.
Look how pretty Dawn Martin looks this morning. She's the manager of Abadayr Stud, and they've had their amazing amount of success here as well. She's done a great job help with that program, getting it going in terms of getting involved in the highest level of horses. They own Mirage.
Yeah, that's very highly competitive show team, but their breeding program is world renowned. Just fantastic. You're watching Arabian Essence.tv live feed from Paris at Salon de Show, brought to you by Al Sheikh Stud. We're just finishing up the 2nd World Championship class this morning, 2nd of 6, taking place here in Paris. Greg, this is a dream come true.
Oh my God. They are having fun. We're having fun. Most around the world, people's in the middle of the night thinking, oh, I got to clean some stalls and get out to the barn.
3:30 in the morning back in Phoenix, 2:30 in Los Angeles, 5:30 over there in New York, 1:30 in the afternoon in Riyadh, 6:30 in the evening in Beijing, and a little after 9:30 in the evening in Sydney, Australia. You're all watching us as well in Sao Paulo, Brazil, a little after 8 in the evening, a little after 8:30 on ArabianEssence.tv, powered by Al Sheikh Stud. We're in Paris. 11:35 in the morning in Paris. 2nd World Championship class finished, 2nd of 6. Senior mares in next, Greg. That was beautiful qualifying classes, section A and B.
Got a little presentation, I think, going in between.
That is correct. I apologize. There is one more award in between each class.
They need to get, the handlers need to get a drink of water. And the winner championship breeders, contributors need to be acknowledged.
Very important.
Look at her with those teeth bumps. Short head.
Just giant protruding eyeballs. Dark liquid eyes, as you said earlier. Ajman Stud takes the gold 2 times in a row this morning. Beautiful examples of Arabian femininity.
This filly really strikes me as a horse that would win in Paris. You know, the extreme type and the carriage. She looks like the Arabian style that Europe and the Middle East absolutely love.
And in her qualifying class, she moved beautifully. She's probably a little bit tired after all the photo shoots and competition here in the final, but she put on a great show in the qualifying run as far as her motion, movement.
She's a nice filly.
Congratulations to the breeder of this beautiful filly, Frank Sponley's Training Center, the exhibitor, and Ajman Stud, the owner.
You know, part of that team, Elisa Grassi, who does all the PR, that's a big deal too. Frank gets them ready to show